Good evening, everyone. It's June the 7th, 2024. Today I'm just going to, or tonight, I'm going to just expand a bit on Julie's video there from a couple of days ago. I just wanted to let it sink in on people and about the bullying. So this is one of the things that's still a very hot issue, and I still see a lot of bullying, a lot of pushing people around, especially with the homeless and that, and the yelling and the screaming at each other constantly continues. And I just wanted to bring forward what Julie was saying about the bullying. And I think it's very important to realize that this is not only is she being bullied, that other people are being bullied. So, but I can understand her terrible frustration, because apparently this past week she had been bullied a lot. And people are not doing anything about the bullying. So again, I can give you a good example again. I have before the bullying was going on, and this was many years ago in 1999. Again, I've talked a bit about it with my second husband with OC Transpo, working in the garage there that led up to the shooting in 1999, where one of the employees was being bullied in the garage and ended up, after he lost his job and tried to get another job, he came back and shot the four people who were bullying him, as well as I had to live through a lot of the stuff that happened with my ex-husband at the time because of the bullying going on in the garage. He'd come back to me and take it out on me. So I understand, but if the bullying's not stopped, and the bullying and that's going on in schools as well, because I know that one of the things that cropped up last week was the violence that we're experiencing now in the schools that's getting out of hand, and they're trying to deal with it as well. And of course, this is the teachers are scared. I understand from one of them, one example of a teacher had his finger bitten off, and they're at the point now that they're wearing gloves to try and protect their fingers. This was what was stated on the national news as well. So we're having some serious problems here. And then, of course, they just trash the classrooms and that, just as the homeless are coming into our buildings and trashing our buildings. So this is a trend that's not a good trend. Are the young people picking up from the homeless? And since they're getting away with all this, do they figure that they can get away with trashing the schools and whatever as well? So I wanted to bring that up on the bullying. And then I can understand as well, Julie has been around me so much that she knows how I treat Heidi, my service dog, and the proper way to treat a dog. And it really bothers her seeing this poor dog getting bullied and beaten up and hurt. And it's just so shocking to her. She now realizes that this is not the way to treat a dog, because this is the way she also grew up. So seeing the way I treat my dog and seeing the way these other people are treating the dogs, and like she says, I get bullied and I get really frustrated and I get put down for speaking out. But then there's this poor animal that's on a leash being kicked and can't even speak for itself. And then I said, I understand too, because I've also showed her the wrong ways by having the YouTube channel, and we see so many dogs that are abandoned, and the shelters and the dog rescue people picking up dogs that have been abandoned, hurt, tied up, and find themselves in unimaginable conditions, is the only way I can put it. And it seems to be a trend that everybody's being bullied, and one of the worst things you can do is to a poor animal. So Julie said, I have to speak out for this poor dog. And I said, I understand how you have to speak out, and that gets me upset too. But if you're going to start kicking a dog like that, you're only asking for more trouble. But it's not only the homeless, I might add. This is part of the abuse of other people putting, and they aren't even homeless, putting on dogs as well. But this is one way of making a dog vicious. You don't know if they're going to bite or not. So it's dangerous for everyone. And I mean, this is why I always said, if you do not have the time to put in the obedience training and what's necessary for the dog, then don't get a dog, period. Or don't get another animal if you're going to abuse it, because the cats are abandoned and shoved out the doors too. So this is what I was rather concerned about, and the violence that goes on in the schools. And then I just wanted to bring forth another couple of little incidents that happened to me. Well, one was today, and the one from last week was very interesting because I was on my way to a meeting, and I was in a hurry, and I was going down the sidewalk, and I was going past the two houses where the homeless hang out and they trash everything. And I just glanced over for a moment just to see, and there was 8 or 9 on one property, and probably about the same on the property next door. But I always, as I say, try to be aware of my surroundings. When I got kind of stopped in my tracks, because I out of the corner of my eye, I got this guy running up to me like real quick, and then he realized he was going to run into me, but he was interested in the crowd, so he veered off me, and I couldn't believe what I'd seen. And unfortunately, I was too close. If I'd been across the street, I would have got a picture of this. But this was quite a classic situation that I'd never seen before, where I thought he was trying to look like a character out of one of the Marvel comics for a minute, because when he ran up to the guy, he literally had a rope and or a string, and our plastic garbage cans, or big cans with the plastic garbage lids, he literally had one strap to the front of him, and this looked like a shield there, and he also had one strap to the back of him. And then the guy he ran up to looks at him too and says, "Well, what are you doing with that stuff on?" And this isn't my words, this is his words. When the guy asked him what he was doing with that, wearing that, he turned around and said, "The guy's got a fucking knife." And of course, knife, who's got the knife? And I've got all these people. So of course, immediately I'm looking. So I presume there was an altercation of some sort, or he was afraid of an altercation. And I'm not sure just how 2 plastic garbage can lids are going to protect you as a shield on the back and the front, depending on how long the knife is too. So this was an interesting thing that happened to me last week. And the other interesting thing that happened to me this morning. I wasn't able to get it on video. I had Heidi out for a walk, and the clouds were coming in, and all of a sudden the thunder was coming in, so I was trying to get into the apartment building quick. And as I went by, I couldn't believe what was on the sidewalk. In a sense, it was split in half. It was a toy gun, and you could tell it was toy. It was just a plastic gun, but it was how they glue the guns, plastic cheap toys together. They just have 2 sections, and then they just glue the 2 of them together. Well, they were split in half, and so I got a couple of pictures of it. And of course, when Heidi bumped it, you could just tell it was a cheap plastic gun. So this got me thinking too, and I'm saying, garbage can lids, toy guns, like, what's going on here? This is not a good thing that's going on, because especially if they were going to use it for a robbery or try and protect themselves, the homeless, with this toy gun, when it was together, that's not going to protect you from a real gun, number one. And number two, if you run into the police and you point a toy gun even at them, they have no idea if it's real or not, and especially with the all the machines that are putting things together, and our 3D printers and that are coming up with guns too. So they could find themselves in a real serious situation as well. So I know that everyone's trying to protect themselves the best they can, but that's why I spoke out on the police commission at the time, that we definitely need some sort of protection down here ourselves. But I just wanted to leave it there tonight. I just wanted to give you another update for this evening. And again, everyone, be safe, be aware of your surroundings. And that was what I was coming around to say, is be aware of your surroundings, because I'm spotting all these different things that are happening. So be safe and take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay? Bye-bye.